What's up, guys? We're out here at Meadowbrook Orchards. It's gonna be red team versus blue team. You'll understand what that means in a minute, but we're trying to play 18 holes and kind of get you guys understanding how do you prep for a tourney out here at Meadowbrook. Let's get into it. All right, I'm ready.
How you doing, everybody? It's Team Blue, Chris Arena, 295 something, sponsored by Disc Golf 978. I thought I would bring out my good friend here, Captain Crush, to Meadowbrook Orchards. We both have a tournament coming up and plenty of them this year. We're gonna do a red versus blue challenge, and we're also gonna be prepping for our tournament. I am playing on the blue layout at Meadowbrook, which is, I think, my favorite single course in the entire New England area. Sorry, Smugs, you have two courses. And Rob is going to be playing from the other tee, which is where his tournament layout is. So we're gonna be keeping the score on our own layout and competing that way, but we're also gonna talk about thought behind shots and what we're planning. So for me, this first shot's a really interesting one. I'm a forehand dominant chop kind of guy. And what you got here is a massive amount of OB all along that tree line. So what I could do is I could try to take a backhand like most MA2 guys do to go over and then crash down and cut the hole in half, or I could play it smart. My first thought in tournaments 101 is play things smart. So 2 off 1, breakfast balls, let's see how it goes. So that one's safe, and cut off some of the edge. Now, for this one, this is a Eagle McMahon Thrill. Love this thing, 11.404, I throw it like a baseball and it fights me the whole way there. So I aim this a little bit wider out. And chop.
Now, why'd that happen?
That happened because as a baseball player, I spent a lot of time doing this. And as you notice, the end of that motion, the beginning is good, elbow, but what you're supposed to do is wrist. Elbow, wrist. And what I did was elbow, wrist, right into the ground. Don't do that.
So, it's red versus blue. I'm playing reds, right? The shorter layout. Hole 1 here, it's pretty open. There's OB on the right. There's also OB deep, and then there's some OB on the left too, right, Chris? So my thoughts here, I'm gonna throw a forehand. I'm gonna give it a little bit of swing, but realistically, my idea is, can I put it about 80 feet, within 80 feet, close to the basket, give myself some sort of putt for a par. If I can get a birdie, cool. But as an MA3 player, I'm just not looking for birdies all the time. I'm looking for pars. If I could par every hole on this course, it would be a great round. Oh, I gave it a little too much, but coming back a little bit. All right, I'm gonna throw one more.
What do we say, Rob? 2 off 1.
2 off 1. All right, I know I'm getting a little headwind. I think I'm gonna throw a little flippier with this Cataclysm, put it out a little bit more left, hoping I don't hit the dog.
Run, Sophie.
She's good.
Crush, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go. All right, cool.
How'd you feel about that second shot?
Second shot, played the wind a lot better. I will say that, because I was playing into the wind. I knew the wind would churn over my disc. So with that in mind, I was just like, okay, let's ride the wind to the basket. So I like both, honestly, though. So yeah.
I want, which is about 80 feet, 100 feet past the short tee, so that I can really play around here. If there's not a lot of wind, I'll go for the bird easily. If there's wind, I play it smart. So I got a zone, and I got a deflector for wind. No wind right now, she goes back. Zone has touch. Circle.
All right, now I'm thinking, give it a lofty bid. Wind's coming at me, it's gonna lift. Oh, yeesh. Ah, that's close though.
Makes the correction. Doesn't count in the scorecard. Yeah, so we have to get real close. His mic died, so this will be how our content goes from now on. Not just kidding. I can talk into the camera. So for this hole, it's a really challenging one for blues. It's 405 feet. As a guy who doesn't have much of a backhand, I'm pretty forehand dominant, but I'm learning. And the forehand line here is where your greatest risk is. So my number one thing that I think about is where am I most likely to get in trouble? On this hole, there's OB all the way down on the right, not a lot on the left. So if I hyzer out early, fine, I have an upshot and can save a par. If I take my forehand, which can go 400 feet, and risk it, and I end up skipping out, well then I'm in trouble, because now I have 3 really hard putts down there. So I take a trail, one of my straightest fairway to distance drivers. I play it like a fairway, and I just try to hyzer out here. So a simple little backhand, which is not my strength, but today it is.
Ooh.
And that should be very close to OB.
All right, guys, hole 2 here. There's a lot of challenging parts of this hole. OB right is a shorter form of what Chris is throwing. Here, I'm thinking about throwing forehand high over the trees on the right there and just crashing down into the open space by the basket. Again, pars are really good out here. So let's see what I can do. I feel like I'm getting a little tailwind too. So that's gonna stable up my disc. Oh, just not right enough, but I mean, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
That is why, if you don't feel confident in your backhand, don't go crazy with it. So I was out of bounds by 4 feet on my drive. So I gotta really try to scramble this to keep the damage out. I'm not gonna run it because it's an elevated basket, but I do wanna make it a real easy tap in. So for me, if I was a little bit more this way, I'd go envy. I'd go envy and just whoop. But instead, I'm still gonna go envy. Or zone, let's go.
Nice.
And there I saved my bogue.
All right, what happened there, Chris?
Okay, that's a good example of how MA2 and MA3 messes up. So what did I do? I tried to overdrive my ability, skidded into out of bounds, took a 4, nailed my putt. What did Rob do?
I put my upshot close, and then I just missed the putt.
So that's commonly what happens. I think if you could fix both those mistakes, for me it would have been taking a mid-range and laying up a 4 OB, taking 2 mids and a putt, because I know I can hit that putt. How would you have done it differently?
I just got to take a little bit more time with the putt. Those uphill putts are giving me fits. I think I'm going to try and become a little more spinny on those and a little slower in my approach, because my putt's really fast, you guys have seen. So if I can just slow down and really focus on spinning it, I feel like I'll hit my target better.
A little hot tip that I learned from Dylan Cappuccino is that if you've got an uphill putt, bringing your legs closer together on the hill will bring you at a higher height and a more level throw. If you've got to get more on a putt is when you can spread your legs a bit more. So for that one, when you're very close and going uphill, keep your legs together, and whether you're a push putter or a spin putter, keep your legs together, which keeps you a centered base to throw from.
Okay.
I have never had a good drive on this hole. In the chat, give me your best tips for hole 3 blue, because honestly, I have no idea.
Hole 3 here, 225, baskets off the left, you can see it. My idea here, aim at the center trees and miss left on a forehand. That's basically it. No super complicated thoughts. Throw in the resistor.
Good piece of pizza.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
For my DFX Goose Gang Hex, to go in a forehand turnover, which I find is a little bit of a get out of jail free card. You just let the disc do the most of the work. This is a little understable. It should take the line I give it. So if it's a mistake, it's on me. Oh no, did I do a Ricky? Part of it was behind my lie.
Sweet. So good. Okay. Just not trusting the height today.
I really struggled with the thought process on this one, right? It's really far left. The two of us have two of the exact same shots from the different side of the body.
Yeah.
I either go with a backhand hyzer, trying to push as far as I can before it dumps, or a forehand turnover, which goes real high and glides back in and the disc does the work.
Right, because this basket's deep left, so you really, there's an immediate fairway you can cut through, or there's a farther back one. And it's all about which shot do you want to take. So
for me, I am gonna go with something that will skip. I believe in my arm today.
backhand then, or
Backhand.
forward? Okay.
Backhand, and I'm gonna believe in the time lapse to get a little skip at the end. So I'm really trying to put this thing on hyzer. When it gets that last tree, to kind of fight to the left faster than it fights forward.
Foot placement, I feel like.
Yep. Walked across the tee.
All right, let's see if I can execute.
There it is.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's a beaut, huh?
All right, I'm gonna get. This is where, if you're in a tournament, you get creative, or you play it safe.
Not high percentage, but just put it high. Yep, and that's an easy par. Nice putt. All right, guys, we share this hole, so we're both playing from the same pad, same basket. 245, shorty, danger's deep, but honestly, the idea is to just put it through the gap and get it far enough that you don't have to think about your next shot. Usually I throw a putter down the gap, but I'm feeling like after throwing so many forehands back to back to back, I'm feeling decent on forehand. We'll see if that stays to be true. I'm gonna throw a flippy guy, a little bit of hyzer. It's fine.
So I'm going to try a crazy shot, which is usually my tourney. If I'm not really feeling the backhand, which is kind of the dominant line here, there is a really tight forehand flex line. You get down to the end and you can flex around that one single tree in the middle of the fairway. It's just real tight. So I might actually disc up from the deflector to a fireball.
Wow. Huh.
Oh, close.
I've got reach out hyzer or here. I think I'm gonna take this gap just because I like playing into the ground a little bit more, whereas the OB is on the right. I don't wanna go OB. So this is the safer option for me. Close. Right, so after this hole gets a little weird, we're gonna split on the course. We're just gonna like play through those so we get to the nicer holes, just because it's a little weird filming the different layouts. So we'll finish this one out for you though. So hole 6 here, red, you can see it's straight for me. I'm gonna try and just throw that same shot I just threw on the last one, that same hyzer flip guy. Maybe a little higher if I can, but I am pulling the right side out of bounds into the shot, but I don't think that's an issue. Oh, it might be an issue. Oh yeah, it was an issue.
Pad, and it's sending me through itty bitty living space. So I could do a lot of things here. I could do a backhand insanity that flips up. I could do a forehand insanity that flips up. I could try to like bail out with a crazy hyzer, and I have no plan, so I think I'm gonna go insanity. The cool thing about the proton insanities is they're usually pretty flat, so I can throw this on forehand or backhand.
Wow.
75% of the way there, 25% of the way back.
Gotcha.
All right, so we're doing something fun here. I'm a huge supporter of and buyer of and financer of Don Freeman's mortgage of DFX discs. What I've got here are two golden geese. These are like $300+ discs, unthrown. I'm gonna smack them into a tree right now. I've already joined the Golden Goose Gang, but these are going right in the bag, so we got a trail. I told myself I wanted to play one hole at Meadowbrook with just my golden geese. So, God help me, a trail up the middle, hopefully an envy to finish this. That's pretty good. Yeah. Honk!
All right, first backhand of the day. You guys are getting blinded by the sun. Sorry about that, nothing I could do. Basket straight. If I can play a hyzer flip shot through that left side, kind of have it ride and then fade, that's the shot I want to throw. See if I can do it. Well,
Safe.
Yeah, not what I wanted to do. Here's where I get inventive. I'm in a really tough spot. I think the only shot I got is the roller with the Rolo turnover. And that's gonna roll a little bit out of the way, but that's all I had. In. Great. Little mini basket. Wow, what a drive. All right, this hole here, 263, I'm just gonna turn a forehand over and try and get it to the basket. The more I can turn it over, the better the shot. If it comes out early, the worse it is. Oh.
And that's park.
Oh, I blow at that shot. Oh, man. Because I can get you and then I can move to the basket.
Cool. So I'm pumped about this. This is probably my best backhand drive on hole 9 that I've ever had. I got through the entire tunnel, which is probably 300 feet or so, and then skipped another 20 or 30 feet up the hill, which leaves me a open forehand up shot. So definitely this new Golden Goose trail is flying 2 for 2.
So with the slope on this one, are you trying to throw low or high?
With the slope, I actually want to ride the slope the whole way.
Yeah.
I think when you have a slope, you don't want to come into it hard because that's when you get crazy rollaways.
Yeah.
If you try to keep the same shape of the slope, so right here between this dead stump and that line of trees is a perfect line for a forehand down here. And I'm either going to go zone or resistor. I can't really tell from this distance, probably zone, because it won't skip as much on me. But sometimes the zone does burn over, right? So you need more touch for the zone. So let's see. Let's do both and see which one is better. So I'm going to say the zone is going to be my legit one. So see how this goes. Follow the curve. And that's perfect, 10 feet.
Yeah.
This for me, like, don't face away from the gap. So for you, you're not facing away.
No,
like
I'd be
Isaac.
here, yeah.
Yeah, because that way you don't have to face away. I had to face away, so I chose the gap where I don't have to face away.
All right. Oh, man, that's so tough. All right, this is my dumb idea.
Why it's tough?
Why? My feet?
Yeah.
So where should
Gap
it?
like this.
Yeah.
Do what I do. So I will go out and load up on one leg.
Yeah.
And then come across.
But I would have
you were
to
trying to
stay straight.
You can use that leg.
Okay.
You can load
come
with
this
that
way,
one.
and then.
Yeah.
That's
it gets you more opening.
Yeah.
Now just don't hit your hip with your elbow. Actually worked out very nicely, but
Yeah.
you got to make that extra space,
Yeah.
which can be really hard to do, especially as a lefty doing a forehand.
Yeah.
But as a righty.
All right, man. Let's get this workout in. Whoa. What are you guys doing here? I'm about to hop on the treadmill. Oh, wait. We're talking about the round. Okay, let's do that. So, comparing the tournament round at Meadowbrooks to the round I practiced, in the front nine, I had 2 bogeys, 2 double bogeys. In the tournament, I actually managed to play pretty clean with 3 bogeys. Just keeping myself clean off the tee. At one point, I had to throw this insane Rolo turnover shot to the basket to save a par, kind of like I did during the practice round. But yeah, I did a pretty good job keeping my head on the right way. So something else I did too is I kept a little notepad here, and my writing's hard to see, obviously, but it's just a reminder to me that, hey, putts will be made, putts will be missed, drives will go far, some drives will not. Upshots will land close, some upshots will land far. Disc golf will be challenging, and disc golf will be fun. And I kind of took that as the epitome of the round. Even if I didn't feel like I was playing the best, I was trying to play a little more level-headed. And before I forget, you got to go watch the back nine to see how I finished, and I'll talk a little bit about the tournament. Okay.